Now I thought, I'm going to be crafty. They've obviously made a mistake here. That's not meant to be there. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Let's Build a Movie Collection, the series where I show you what movie pickups I make along my journey to build a rather sizable movie collection, more or less 4Ks, but I will introduce some Blu-rays and some box sets from TV shows along the way as well. We'll talk more about that a little bit later. Unlike the video game collection series, where I go out and pick up video games and essentially build a collection for free, and if you want to know how I do that, that is linked in the description. I will go out and try and offset the price of these movies as much as I possibly can, but I'm not trying to make it free. However, today I find something that I can sell to pay for arguably today's pickups, but also maybe even last week's pickup as well. Something to note about this series, with last week's pickup in particular, I buy trash. I don't do it on purpose, I like trash films. So last week we picked up Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City on 4K. A lot of people disliked the film. That's more than fine. There's a reason why it hasn't got a 0 on IMDb, because some people did find it enjoyable, and I'm actually one of those people. Now, it's not to say that I think it's up there with anything of the original Resident Evil movies. Again, people don't like those either, but you get the idea. Movies are subjective. A lot of people are going to like things that I like, and a lot of people are going to dislike what I like. It's just one of those things. Today, I make two pickups, one of which I thought was a really, really good pickup. I still like it, and I'm glad I bought it, and I would have bought it anyway, but I thought I was having one over on HMV. But first, I went to put my Christmas decorations up. Where's he going with this one? Well, I went into the attic, and I'm trying to find the Christmas decorations, because I don't know about you, but I'm very disorganised. So when it comes to putting Christmas decorations away, I can't be bothered. I just lob them in the attic, and I forget about them for 12 months, and then I go and get them. And then when I go up there, I'm like, right, well, where is everything? Because I didn't put it away properly. So anyway, I never learn, and I'm looking around, I'm looking in boxes, and I find a box of VHS, mainly from when I was a child, but some of them were slightly more recent pickups from car boot sales. Let me show you the highlights of that right now. So if you do watch the video game series, you will probably end up seeing 1 or 3 of these, maybe even 4 of these, in an upcoming video, but I am going to show you in more detail now, because they are to do with movies. So up first, the first 4 I'm going to show you are actually from my childhood. So even though you could argue that they have cost me money, I didn't buy any of these first 4. They were given to me as presents, or I used pocket money to buy them. Pocket money isn't my money, it's my parents basically saying here's a $5. So anyway, the first one is going to be Beavis and Butthead Feel Our Pain.
How do you feel about your mother?
Like this? yeah, kind of like this.
That's not how I feel your mother.
Shut up, fart knocker.
Love the series of Beavis and Butthead. The film was fine, but the series is the definitive way to enjoy these two. I really, really like this VHS to the point where I watch this a lot. It's not even long. Like, the runtime is 46 minutes. So that's why I watched it a lot, because obviously the runtime is almost nothing. This probably would have cost between £10 and £15 when it was bought new. I can't remember where it was bought from, obviously, because it's from 1996. I don't know why I had it when I was 8, but I did. Love that. Worth between £5 and £10 these days. Will I keep it? Probably, although I'm going to look to see if we can pick up Beavis and Butthead on DVD from potentially CeX, or maybe go on Amazon and see if it's on there, and then I'll make a decision at a later date. Up next, these next 3 I should say are a theme, and it's to do with my video game series as well, ironically, because we're running the theme in that. We are talking Turtles, Return of the Technodrome. This is the cartoon TV series where I think I've got all of these. So there's this one. There's a red cover one, and then there's these 2 on the back as well. Now I don't know if that's overexposed and you can't see, I do apologise. I have those 2, 100%. I know I have those 2. And I'm pretty sure I have the red cover one as well. I think the red cover one is like the Killer Pizza cover. But anyway, I think there are 4 VHSs altogether. I might be wrong in saying that, there may be more. But my point is, I have them somewhere. Runtime on this is 60 minutes as well, so it's only an hour. But this is worth, again, between 5 and 10, probably on the lower end, maybe more towards 5. I own all of them. I just don't know where they are. And that's a bit of a theme going into the next two. So sticking with Turtles, we are going live action this time. This is the original movie, the best Turtles movie. I would say the best Turtles movie of all time. There is another one that I really, really like, and I'll show you that in just a second because that's the other VHS. This, again, from my childhood, this is actually worth a considerable amount. For a VHS anyway, I think it's worth between 15 and 25, which is mad when you consider that this is a VHS. When it comes to VHS, by the way, I'm going to talk more about that in just a second, but just to let me briefly touch on it, regions and things matter. You know, the insert, the cover, the artwork and everything, it matters where it comes from. The case matters as well, believe it or not. So if you look something up and you see a US version or a European version of this or any other VHS and you think, oh well, mine's not worth anything, look for the exact same one that you have in your hand. The other movie I'm talking about, of course, is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. Was it Return of the Ooze? Or The Secret of the Ooze, that's it. So both of these watched to death, probably worn out by now. I do have the third one. Don't know where it is. It's with those cartoons, absolutely. It is in the attic somewhere. I just need to go through it. There's so many boxes up there. When we moved, right, we had so many boxes. And by the time I got about 3/4 of the way through, I gave up. I just lost the will to live. And I started just chucking things in the attic. And I don't even know what's in it. So for all I know, there's like a box of VHS, a box of Blu-ray, a box of video games or whatever. I need to go through everything. But those two together are probably worth about 50, which is unreal for two VHS. You can definitely get them on DVD. I don't know if you can get them on Blu-ray. I need to look that up. I would like to sell them to get some funds to be able to go and buy some more 4Ks or whatever. But they are from my childhood. You know, they were, what, 90 and 91? Yeah, they were literally released back to back. I had these when I was like 5. They're worth money. Am I going to sell them? I'm not sure. Then we come to the only pickup that I have that is actually a pickup. It is a VHS that I remember buying in a boot sale called the Gelli Gear boot sale. Very, very good boot sale. I've been there before in the video game collection series. If you want to go check that out, like I said, it is linked down below. I bought this for 50 pence. I probably bought this around 10 years ago. I don't know why I bought it. I bought it because I liked it. It was cheap, but I don't know. It's one of those where you buy it because you can, rather than I have a purpose. But fortunately, I did buy it because They Live on VHS is worth a fair bit of money now. This is actually sold already. I put it up on eBay for 40. Someone offered me 35 plus postage. Gone. 50p bought. It's been in my attic for about 8 years. It's been in the bottom of a cupboard for another 2. And here it is now in front of you, getting ready to be shipped out.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
So £35 essentially is going into the 4K movie collection fund. Essentially, I am going to spend 24 of it today, so we're probably going to have about £11 left. I'm not really going to count how much money we are sort of making in this series. I definitely want to offset the price of this collection as much as I possibly can. But for me to be just keeping track of buying and selling things, that's not the whole goal of it. The goal of it is just, hey, look what I've picked up. Look what I'm going to offset the price of, and this is what I'm going to pick up in this video. So before we head into HMV, where the majority of this video is going to take place from here on in, let's go to CEX briefly, because I went there with the intention of picking something up. I literally just walked straight to the 4K section. I was looking for it because I'd done my research, I'd gone online, checked the stock file, and saw that they had a 40th anniversary edition of Alien on 4K for £10, which I thought was a pretty decent deal. I walk in, have a little look around, and I can't find it. I'm looking at all the shelves, can't find it. They've got a very small 4K section anyway. But I then go to the counter for the second time I've done this, and I've asked, hey, you've got this online, where is it? Oh, it's probably sold, mate. That online thing isn't that accurate. It doesn't take a while to update. It's basically instant. It's a live stock file of their store. But anyway, I was told that with Spiral from the Book of Saw Steelbook, I was told that they didn't have it. They do have it. I've since been back and I've seen it on the shelf behind the counter, but I was told by a member of staff that it had sold. So, people at CEX telling porcupines, but that's the way it goes, I guess. Anyway, I left it. I've since checked, and they have it. I've been back again. I still can't find it on the shelf, but they do have it on their stock file. So it's there somewhere. I think someone's probably just chucked it back somewhere in like a Blu-ray section. I don't know. I'll have to have another mooch around for it. But go to HMV and have a little look at their deals. So they have like 4 deals. 2 for $24. Which is their lower end deal. They have a 3 for $30, but I only found 1 4K film on that in that deal. So you could get that film 3 times if you want, but that's pretty much about it from what I could tell. They have a 2 for $30, which the majority of the bangers are. We'll talk about that in a minute. And I think they have a 2 for $40 as well, but I couldn't find any of them, but I'm pretty sure that exists. Anyway, have a little look around, and I noticed a film that we've just sold on VHS. It is They Live. They have They Live 4K. Didn't even know it was a thing. Pretty cool. They also have National Lampoons, which is something that I really want. Christmas Vacation. Yes, it's not going to look any better buying it in 4K. I just want it in the best version possible. So I could have got those for 2 for $30, but I'd set myself a £24 budget for today. So I was always going to get 2 for $24. Plenty of other things knocking about the place. And then I find a steelbook, which brings me to my first pickup. Now, this steelbook, I actually thought I was getting one over on HMV, hence the title of the video and everything. And the whole point of this video, really, is to show you that being crafty and doing maybe just frowned upon things, not always going to pay off. So, I'm looking around all the steelbooks, and I'm looking at Quiet Place 2. There's loads of others as well. And they all have individual prices. None of them are part of the 224, 2 for 30, 2 for 40 or whatever. None of them are part of those deals. They're all £25, £30 individually priced. Then I find this. This is The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. I love the Conjuring series. This is probably the weakest entry in the franchise so far. Anyway, coming back to this is a steelbook. This was in the 2 for $24. However, it had a $24.99, I think, sticker on the back there. Now, I thought, I'm going to be crafty. They've obviously made a mistake here. That's not meant to be there. So, I thought to try and catch HMV out here, I would peel off the price on the back, take it to the counter, 2 for $24, with the other movie that I picked up, and I'm going to get a bargain. I'm going to go on the website after, I'm going to find out that this is actually £25, not part of a deal. So, pick up the other film, which I'll show you in a second, took it to the counter, she put it through, I walked out and I was like, yes, and then I looked it up, and no, it is actually part of the 2 for $24, so they're selling off the steelbooks of The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. The original Conjuring movie steelbook is actually worth, I think, even on Blu-ray, I think it's worth about £50-60, maybe even more than that, £70. So, good investment in my opinion. I am going to open it, I'm not going to keep it sealed or anything. But I thought I was getting one over on them. It turns out they kind of got one over on me, although I would have bought it anyway. So, worked out in the end, I guess. Then, we move on to a film that I've mentioned once or twice already in this series. We're only in the 4th episode, I think I've mentioned it twice. I don't know enough about it to be making any sort of comment. All I know that it's a horror set in an alternate World War II universe, essentially. I am talking Overlord. Now, this looks interesting. I've never watched it before. I don't know enough about it. I've seen 1 or 2 trailers. When it comes to trailers, I tend to not want to watch them because I feel like a lot of films show you the best bits in the trailer. I've seen quite a few films recently, and I can't for the life of me name them, but I've watched a fair few horrors recently where all of the best bits were in the trailer. What was it? Christmas Bloody Christmas, which is a really, what looks low budget film about a robot Santa Claus that goes rogue and starts killing everybody. Again, the best bits for that, unfortunately, were in the trailer. It wasn't a terrible film by any stretch of the imagination, but the best bits were kind of given away in the trailers. And there was another film as well. I can't remember the name of it. Two people, is it Skarsgård and someone else? They stay in a B&B, and was it Barbarian, or am I thinking of something else? Anyway, they stay in a B&B. It's double booked. There's a basement and a secret sort of passage down there. Again, was it Justin Long is in it as well? The whole thing is good. It's a good film. However, the best bits are in the trailer, so it's a little bit disappointing. I'm getting sidetracked again. I do apologise. This looks good. Horror, I like it. World War II, I'm interested in it. I think it's got zombies in it as well, which, by the way, big fan of zombies. That's Resident Evil's menu right there. Overlord and Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, 2 for 24. You could argue that They Live has paid for this, and it's paid for Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City that is sat on the shelf down there. We are going to move setup soon, I think. I say soon, it'll probably be after Christmas now, but I think I'm going to set up downstairs. I'm going to have a little shelf going on down there with the movie collection behind me, because I've got a bunch of Blu-ray right directly behind me that are part of the series, as well as Flight of the Living Dead on DVD. And we have these 4Ks now, and I've got nowhere to put them in this room, so I think I'm going to move it all downstairs to where I'd actually watch them anyway. I don't really watch films in here. So, yeah, there it is. That's going to do it for today's episode. Made a bit of money from stuff in the attic. If I do decide to sell the Turtles movies, I will let you know in this series, of course, and we can maybe use that and go into HMV and buy some things that we actually want. Maybe They Live on 4K. That's definitely on the list. If you have enjoyed this episode of the Let's Build a Movie Collection series, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, of course, and until the next time, goodbye.